everyone. Welcome to the webinar. Appreciate you joining this session. I am Carol from Amazing Business Results, and we also have Jatin with us from Amazing Business Results. And today he is going to talk about customer portals inside of Zoho Creator. So we're going to dive into that. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat during the session. And if anything comes up after the session, please feel free to send us an email and we will go over those questions during the next webinar that we have. So let's jump right in. So he is going to get us started by answering the first question, which is, how do I know when it is right for me to use a custom portal inside of Zoho?
Yeah, thank you for introduction, Carol. So for this particular question, so we have different type of use cases. So suppose like you are running a business and you want your client to interact with some of the information. At that point of time, you might need your customer is logging into the portal and accesses some of the information which you want to expose to them. In those cases, it is right to use a customer portal in Zoho Creator, and there are multiple use cases around it. So suppose like you have a use case where you have built a entire custom solution, and now just to give you an example, so in your business you might require some document from your client, and you don't want to send them a separate email every time you require a document from them. Then you can build a custom app using a Zoho Creator. In that custom app you can list down all the information you need from them. Customer is going to log in the portal. He will be able to find out all the information or all the document he need to upload, and then they can upload over Creator, and that's how like any admin is going to be notified, and that's how you can communicate through the portal. So if you have those kind of use cases, Zoho Creator Customer Portal is apt for you.
So what are the different limitations in Zoho portal that we should be looking for?
Yeah, so like when we are talking about the limitation of Zoho Creator Portal, it is not that much customizable. Like although we can do a good type of customization, but when it comes to a web portal which is built entirely from scratch, you can do everything you want. But when we are working with Zoho Creator Customer Portal, it is limited in terms of customization and designing. So I cannot use like JavaScript and have something crazy like on click of button, it is going to show a pop-up. So these type of things is quite limited in Zoho Creator when it is like when we are comparing it with like React.js portal where we can add JavaScript, we can add some more things on the top of it. But like if we have a use cases which don't require a lot of development things and a lot of crazy customization, then Zoho Creator is going to be apt for those type of use cases.
Okay. And if you can do so much more with a web portal, then why choose a Zoho Creator portal over the web portal?
Yeah. So for the cases, so suppose like I want to get a web portal done as soon as possible, then Zoho Creator is the best choice because it is a low code environment. It is easy to deploy. We don't even require a lot of maintenance time. So suppose like if I'm going to build a web portal, firstly, it is going to take like 3 to 4 months of time, depending upon the complexity to complete a web portal. And then it is hard to maintain the web portals. And also like you need to burn a lot of money in order to build a web portal. In a parallel hand, like if we are going to compare Zoho Creator Portal with Web Portal, like it is a low code environment, meaning we don't require a huge coding there. It is very like easy to deploy, and once we have the portal ready, we can easily deploy it for the marketplace. And on the top
Okay.
of it, Zoho also provide a mobile application to access portal. So you don't even need to build a separate application for website, and then
Oh, wow.
like in web portal you need to build a mobile application for that one. But in Zoho Creator, once you have created a portal, Zoho has application for customer creator portal, and like user can also access it over mobile phone.
Okay. That makes sense. And so inside of the Zoho Creator portal, how customizable is it in terms of like branding for my company?
So yeah, we can customize Zoho Creator Portal a lot for the branding, and I'm going to share my screen so that I can show you some of the example like how we can set up the customer portal, how we can add the branding, and we can also use our domain. So let me just share my screen so that I can show you some of the example. So here like I am in a Creator application, and here when I'm going to the customer portal for this application, I haven't set up any customer portal. But when I'm going to configure a portal, it is going to provide me two different options. One is like I can use the custom domain. Meaning, so suppose like I have a custom domain like amazingbusinessresults.com, and I want to show this customer portal as part of my domain, then I can use a custom domain here. If I don't have any custom domain, I can use the default Zoho domain. It can be like, then we can set up the portal type, whether it is public, whether it is private, or whether it is restricted. Meaning, if it is public, like we can provide the sign up option, so anybody can sign up for it, and then we can have some set of rule around it.
So if someone signs up for the portal, if it's public, for example, would each person have their own login? Like, could I have my clients have their own login to get into the portal?
Yeah, that is correct. So when anybody is going to sign up for the portal, they are going to have a login. And we can also like, in order to make sure like we are not receiving a lot of spam registration or lot of spam sign up, we can also set up some kind of permission. So if somebody is signing up, whether I need to give the access to portal or I need some kind of approval there. So somebody from our internal team is approving that sign up, only then they are able to access it. Now we can have like once I'm selecting the type of portal, we can have the portal permission, whether it is customer or custom. If I'm going to select for this example, I'm going to select customer. Now you can see here it is showing all the approved customer and also the pending customer and unconfirmed customer. So that's how it is showing the customer list. The second tab here is mainly for the permission. So I can set up permission. So in this case, I have set up a permission called franchisee. I can make sure like what exactly they can access on the portal. So you can see like in this application, I am limiting the access, whether they can access this form, whether they can edit the application, delete the record, same thing for rest of the forms and report. So that's how we can set up the permission. The next thing is like authentication. So the best thing about Zoho Creator portal is like you can have different authentication method. So as you have noticed, like some of the application provide you like sign in via Gmail, sign in via Facebook. The same thing we can also achieve in Zoho Creator custom portal. Like we can have option sign in via Gmail, and then somebody is going to like log in via Gmail. They don't even need to create a separate like username and password for it. Once they have the Gmail, they can easily log in using Gmail. Same thing for Google, Apple, and LinkedIn. So these type of authentication method Zoho Creator provide here. Now, the next thing is like we can also set up some kind of email notification. We can customize those template for sending the invitation, resetting the password. And the last thing is which is majorly for like customizing the sign up page. So here like when I'm going to the page customization, I'm going to click on edit, and that's how I can customize it. So suppose like I want to add an image, I can easily drag it here, and maybe I can add the logo of my company like this. If I want to change the color of this button, I can click on the button and I can change the background color to anything else. Oh, sorry. Instead of button, I have selected the entire background. But yeah, that's how I can change the color to
So
anything
is
else.
there any coding involved in this?
Like it is very low code platform, so there is no coding involved. It is very easy to customize it, and also like you can try to match it with your branding. So it is not you need to learn about the coding. It is very easy to do.
So do you think a business owner would be able to do this themselves, or they need a developer to help them?
Yeah, for like just for customizing the page, they can like customize the sign up page at least by themselves. But if they need some more heavyweight customization or also like some sort of automation, then they might need a developer. Yeah. And in the similar way, like I can do it for other pages as well. Suppose if I'm going here for the reset page, currently that's how it is appearing. But if I'm going here, I can easily edit this page, and I can like update the field input type, update the border, shadows, telegraphy, field input, button. So suppose I want to change the color of button to something else, we can easily do it without a lot of coding. So yeah, that's how we can customize this page.
So how expensive is it to create a Zoho Creator portal?
It depend upon the use cases. So normally like it is not that much expensive if we are comparing it with the web portal. it is always like very affordable solution if we are going to compare it with the web portal. So it is not that much expensive, but it totally depend upon like how big your use case is. So suppose like if I need to build a portal which is only requesting for the document, and I'm having an integration with work drive to store those documents, those portal can be easily built between like 60 to 70 hours with like proper testing and also making sure we are covering a lot of use cases. But if I have some more use cases like where I want to build a huge application, like as per my experience, I never see any creator portal which is taking more than like 300 or 400 hours. So most of the creator portal with a lot of functionality can be easily completed between 300 and 400 hours, and it is going to be like a complete solution where we have a bunch of functionality.
So if I were interested in getting a portal created, how does that process look? So I know in a lot of development that we do, we start with architecture, for example. Is that something that you utilize when you are creating a portal as well? Do you plan it all out from the beginning?
Yeah, that's how we are normally doing it. Although like Zoho Creator provides some application, like whenever I'm creating a Zoho Creator application, I have bunch of application which I can reuse. But if you have a use cases which we need to cover, we can start with analyzing. So we can find out what are the business use cases. Do we have any solution which we can use from the gallery, which already have like most of the application there, and then we can customize it. And I'm going to share my screen to just to show you a few more examples. So suppose, right. Suppose I'm in Zoho Creator. And this time I'm just going to open Zoho Creator and I'm going to create a new application. Now, if I'm creating a new application, I have a bunch of pre-built application which I can install. So depending upon my use cases, if it is for gym management, legal case management, bill material, I can install these application and then I can start customizing them. So that's how we can do it. So that is very first thing, like if you already know what exactly you want, and that is something we already have here. If not, we can start a solution from scratch. For those cases, we might need to go in more analysis phases, like what exactly the business use cases are and what are the functionality we need. So we are starting mainly with the architecture. So we are just defining what are the use cases, what are the problem we need to solve here. And after that, we are just setting up the right set of module, automation, and also like dashboard and rest of the functionality.
So if you have a gallery of pre-made portals already, how close would you say those portals are to being a completed project? How much custom work are we avoiding by using something like that?
Like when I most of the time when we are using it, I can say like 60 to 70% of time we can reuse
Mm,
a lot of functionality. And then rest 40% is depending upon the business need. Because sometimes business want to customize a creator portal a lot, and that is the best thing of creator portal. Like we can have a lot of customization there. We can set up a custom solution. It is not like something predefined. If I want to have something out of box, creator is the best platform to implement those out of box solutions. So that's how I can say like it totally depend upon the business use cases. But based on my experience, if I'm using a like solution, and if I'm trying to use that one, most of the cases like 60 to 70% I can achieve from the existing code, and then for the 40% depending upon the use cases.
So when it comes to adding a user or even a customer into the portal, is there a cost per user or is it free? Do you just have the application and anyone can use it?
So the ways Zoho Creator customer portal work, like we have a cost associated with per user, and it depend upon number of user we have a customer portal. So suppose like in my customer portal I have 1 200 user, then it is going to cost you like $0.5 per user for adding that user into the like portal. Now, if I have number of user between like 100 to 500, then the cost is getting reduced. Now it is like $0.4 dollar per month. Now, if I'm going to have like more user between like 500 to let's say 1000, then the price is further getting reduced to $0.3 per user, and it is going to be charged monthly. And after that, if
Okay.
I have like more than 1000 plus customer port user which I need to add into the portal, for those cases we can contact to Zoho support team because I think they can provide the best prices out of there. But that's how they have structured their pricing.
Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate your time, and it's been great to learn about creator portals with you guys, and we'll see you on the next webinar.